Hi, my name is Coldbeer and let's start with the Talos Principle 2. The first part of the game is a legendary title among all puzzle lovers, and so it seems the sequel is meant for glory as well. You know, more than 90% of positive review score is an achievement many games never live to see. So here, born into a new world where biological humanity is extinct but human culture lives on a city of robots, you find yourself in a mind-bending adventure involving a mysterious megastructure hiding enormous powers. The more you discover, the more you will be confronted with questions about the nature of the cosmos and the purpose of civilization. You will ask uncomfortable questions like, are you better than humans, or are you moving in the same direction of extinction, and why does potato salad taste so much better with fermented cucumbers instead of pickles? Anyway, the game will break your brain in a good sense and will show you puzzles never seen before. And now let me introduce you to a sponsor of this video. New amazing platform for Steam gamers.
POINTQUEST.
Yeah, and this is how it rolls. Here you can make your games work for you in a fun way. Earn Steam achievements and track your progress, but each unlocked game achievement isn't just a badge of honor, it is way more. Achievements give you points and those can be exchanged for goods on the store page, ranging from gift cards to games and even real items. Click on the link below and start POINTQUEST today with these easy steps. First step, authorize on the platform with your Steam account.
It's not a scam.
Second step, link any games you like from the games page. Third step, start your weekly quest. POINTQUEST will provide you with 8 random achievements from your selected games, and you will have to accomplish as many assignments as possible within the weekly period to earn points. POINTQUEST is using top-played games on Steam, but any game can be added via request of users on the Discord server. After a week, the cycle continues with new achievements and new adventures. Collecting achievements is always fun, but POINTQUEST puts your gaming journey on another level. Join by clicking on the link below and start turning your achievements into real rewards. No tricks, only good vibes and prizes. Orcs Must Die 3. This is probably the most entertaining tower defense game I have ever played, and I don't have specifically the third part in mind. The whole franchise will erase your boredom like your ex erased you from her life without a trace. So anyway, here you will be killing orcs, wave after wave after wave, and you will do that not only with various traps and turrets, but personally as well. You can play solo or 2-player co-op, arm yourself with a massive arsenal of weapons and slice, burn and zap hordes of repugnant orcs. The game is incredibly fun and at first it seems easy. Oh, but all this is just a deception. Later games will turn into incredibly hard try again and again battles. One misplaced trap, one missed shot and, you know, you are dead. Stirring Abyss. This is an indie tactical squad-based game with strong RPG elements. Here you'll uncover the ancient mysteries of the oceans depicted in the classic style of Lovecraftian horror. You take charge of the surviving crew of a submarine that sinks while on a top-secret research mission during the early years of the Cold War. You find yourself surrounded by the ruins of a forgotten civilization and your vessel is too badly damaged to escape the seabed. You slowly unravel all the mysteries of the depths in a desperate quest to rescue your missing crew members and fix the crippled submarine. The choices you make determine the fate of your crew and the entire world. People on Steam are saying that here XCOM meets Cthulhu, and that is all you need to know. If you are in doubt, you can play free demo version. Age of Wonders Planetfall. Emerge from the cosmic dark age of a fallen galactic empire to build a new future for your people, or, you know, ruin everything even more. Here you will build your kingdom with one of 6 unique factions, ranging from militant vanguard to the dinosaur-riding Amazons, cyborg zombies, and unicorn raccoon kittens of despair. Well, maybe not the latter, but I assure you that the diversity of units is really nice. Here you'll progress through each faction's missions using your wits, military strength, and diplomacy. Explore planetary ruins and encounter other survivors as you unravel the history of a shattered civilization. Game has a really nice single-player campaign and a random skirmish maps. You can play the game alone or dive into multiplayer battles and feel the shame of defeat. Dome Keeper. The discount is not very high, but the game is very affordable anyway. People behind the project are not greedy. Domekeeper has about 90% of positive reviews, so it is obviously a hidden gem you may want to try. Well, a nice polished rock at least. This is a roguelike survival miner where you will defend your dome from wave after wave of monsters. You will use the time between each attack to dig beneath the surface and search of valuable resources and artifacts, and use them carefully to choose powerful upgrades and bonuses. People on Steam are talking that the game is very polished, rich and imaginative. It's all you need for your free time. Well, this and potato salad. Shadowrun Returns. Magic has returned to the world, awakening powerful creatures of myth and legend. Technology here merges with flesh and consciousness. Elves, trolls, orcs and dwarves walk among us, while ruthless corporations bleed the world dry. Here you are a Shadowrunner, a mercenary living on the fringes of society in the shadows of massive corporate arcologies, surviving day by day on skill and instinct alone. When the powerful or the desperate need a job done, you get it done, by any means necessary. Or, you know, fail miserably and try again. People on Steam are saying that this is a solid strategy RPG that scratches the itch for games like Baldur's Gate or Divinity Original Sin. Also great for Fallout and Wasteland fans. Shadowrun Returns has around 90% of positive reviews, so if you like games like that, it's a real no-brainer for this price. Cthulhu saves the world. Here you'll play as Cthulhu. Long story short, some sorcerer stole your powers and you will have to take them back. So after that, you could destroy the Earth. The battles here are turn-based, and you will find companions to fight with. Gamers are saying that Cthulhu Saves the World is a perfect mix of JRPGs and parody games, made so well that it doesn't sacrifice the game's integrity. Only thing it will sacrifice is the world itself if Mr. Cthulhu succeeds with your help. Although some are annoyed with a maze-like dungeon system. When every few steps you encounter an enemy you have to fight. Anyway, the price is really nice. Check it out. There is also a second part of the game called Cthulhu Saves Christmas, where he lost his powers again, and the only way to regain them is to save Santa Claus. Tyranny. In a realm where the tyrant has already won, you must decide how to reshape the world. Will you become an all-powerful dictator, or will you strengthen the pillars of a new regime? You are not a random villager here. In fact, you will wield a vast amount of power in the occupied lands. So basically, you are some kind of a Littlefinger. Just be careful to not end up like Littlefinger as well. So in Tyranny, your actions really matter, and no decision here is truly black or white.
Or Asian.
The choices here are morally obscure and will never let you out of the situation easily. People on Steam really love that this game is very detailed and the world itself feels alive and immersive. The combat might be challenging, but it is fair, since it rewards the players who take the time to strategize. Just be warned that Tyranny is more like a book. Be ready for the walls of text everywhere you go. Forgive me, Father. As the only one left with full senses, you embark on a journey in search of answers and relief through a distinctive retro horror comic book inspired game that feels as if it came straight out of Lovecraft's books. Well, honestly, if Mr. Lovecraft had the ability to make comics, they would probably be way darker and gloomier than this game. So here you will have to be aware of your madness level, which dynamically changes during gameplay and gives you additional power. You will choose your active skills depending on your playstyle and use them to fight against eternal evil. The arsenal of weapons in your custody is more than great. Various shotguns, cursed dolls, brooms, and even filthy creatures of the nightmares. All these will make your journey fun and way less fun for your adversaries. You know, it is hard to be in a great mood when your body parts are attending a bloody dismantle party. The game is filled with hard-to-reach places and hidden areas, so it is really appealing for the old-school Doom and Duke Nukem players. Game is strictly single-player, made entirely for your own pleasure. Strange Horticulture. Here you'll find and identify new plants, pet your cat, speak to a coven, or join a cult. Use your growing collection to influence the story and unravel dark mysteries. You are a citizen of a charming town surrounded by hag-infested forests and rugged mountains. You are the horticulturist, owner of a local plant store. As a cast of colorful customers come by your shop, you are quickly thrust into an occult mystery stretching back hundreds of years. Explore the lands beyond your store to find new plants, but be careful. The dark woods and lakes are not always friendly to a simple herbalist. You might discover powers beyond your wildest nightmares, or lose your mind completely. Game has an overwhelmingly positive review score. It's a true masterpiece. If you like interesting, non-cliché stuff, it's a must-play for you. Morkredd. This is an innovative physics puzzle game that may be interesting for fans of darker tropes. The game is best played as a couch co-op experience, so be sure that you have at least one imaginary friend to play this game with. Here you are the Orb's protector, and without it you will descend into a world of death and eternal darkness. You will have to survive and master over 60 puzzles while avoiding the shadows caused by your partner and the environment. Game is without a doubt a work of art. People on Steam are saying that Morkredd is beautiful but very short. You can beat it in a bit more than 2 hours. King Arthur, Knight's Tale. This is a cool hybrid between turn-based games like XCOM and traditional character-centric CRPGs. You'll find diverse battle maps where you will have to position yourself to avoid shield walls and flank your enemies. Also use covers against archers, make use of the terrain, hide in the foliage, and surprise your enemies with your endless wisdom. Knight's Tale is a modern retelling of a classic story with a heavy touch of dark fantasy tropes, a twist on the traditional tales of chivalry, and a bearded wizard with a friendly smile. You will encounter nothing like that here. Knight's Tale is grimdark and really refreshing on your eyes, tired from all these colorful games nowadays. Although keep in mind that all your characters are expendable and if they die they will stay dead forever, meaning that the game is leaning to the hardcore and may not be very easy for you. Lamentum. You will find an intriguing story with the best tropes of Bram Stoker and H.P. Lovecraft implemented. I won't spoil you the plot though, all I can say that this is an example of a game that doesn't hold your hand or penis. Here you can combine things to make new things. Sadly, only those things that are meant to be combined can be conjoined together. For example, you can't combine a tooth with a coin or a pineapple with potato salad because that is a blasphemy! The surroundings of the game are made very well and they are kinda creepy. Weird paintings on the walls, blood on the ground, and intestines in the bathroom makes your imagination go wild. It is very easy to immerse yourself in this game and take it as a story from a book. But Lamentum is not only a story, here are plenty of dangerous places that are ready to kill you without any hesitation. Monsters are creepy, but if you have a sword or other weapon, you can easily chop them to pieces. Although at the beginning you are unarmed and your only weapon is your running capability. Sadly enough, I discovered that I can run only after several deaths.
What a shame.
Yeah. Sunless Sea. This is a horror gothic game. Here you'll be able to explore the Victorian Gothic universe of fallen London, with a focus on exploration and exquisite storytelling. But be careful, some trips might lead you to a certain death, or worse, cannibalism, or the worst, lack of potato salad. Anyways, people really enjoy the beautiful art of this game. Here you'll also meet some very well painted Lovecraftian sea monsters, and the whole vibe in general is very ominous. Even though you will have to read walls of text here, you will do that with joy because the writing is fantastic. But don't expect fancy combat or fast plot lines full of exciting events. No, game is slow, but the brilliant storyline, writing quality, and world building aspects are all handled very well. The only downside is, since you will die a lot, you will have to start over. If the giant crabs, sentient icebergs, and swarms of bats don't get you, madness and cannibalism certainly will. And those nicely written texts won't seem as nice to read for the 10th time. Sunless Sea is more like choosing your own adventure novel than a game. If you like slow-paced, story-rich games, then get in the boat and try to fish the biggest marinated herring you can find. Yes, they come from sea already marinated, if you're lucky enough. Sea Salt. It's a dark fantasy reverse horror action strategy game with a comfy horror vibe where you play as a nightmarish force of Dagon, the Eldritch god. You will be controlling an ever-growing horde of evil minions. To say short, you are evil and you slay good guys. That is very nice, I like that. Game looks easy at the beginning, you just run after some weaponless guys and tear them to pieces. But later it gets harder and harder.
That's what she said.
And then everything in your control dies horribly. To be short, it's a great game. I have reviewed this game in my channel and back then I gave the game 8 cold beers out of 10, which is a really high amount of imaginary alcohol. CARRION. This is a reverse horror game in which you assume the role of a shapeless blob of doom. You will stalk and consume those that imprisoned you and spread fear and panic everywhere you slither. Your goal is to eat as many puny humans as possible, although the main goal is to escape the facility. You'll be able to mind control people as well, and after the control part, feast on their delicious fleshy bodies. The game sometimes is a bit of a maze, since there is no map, so you will have to find where to go all by yourself. But when you see, or more likely be the cause of all the gore and violence, it is totally worth it. This is a cute, almost 5-hour adventure, so be careful. The game might leave you longing for more blood. Wildermyth. Game has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, meaning that it is close to a masterpiece and it is blasphemy to ignore it. Literally, you will burn in hell, of your religion of choice, if you at least don't watch the short overview of Wildermyth till the end. Or for an atheist, you'll find cat hairs in your coffee all the time, even if you don't own a cat. Way worse than hell. So like the best tabletop role-playing experiences, this game gives you choices and answers your every decision with consequences that drive your characters forward. The best thing is that all heroes here will die someday. Yeah, that is probably not the best thing, to be honest, but here you'll get to hold on to your favorites, reintroduce them in the next adventure, and over many lifetimes you create your own legendary pantheon. This game is truly great. Gloom. Here, afflicted by severe amnesia, you drift deep into the common dream. You scour for the lost pages of the Necronomicon, while clinging on any little purpose you have left. Faced with mad dreamers and horrible abominations, like, you know, people who like pineapple in their potato salad, and eldritch deities, you feel drawn to the dark abyss deep within. The game is inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, but has an original story. You'll find a wide array of weapons, items, and foes, offering tons of unique, compelling scenarios. Also, procedural level structure that ensures endless replay value. People on Steam are saying that the game has a great story, a bit clunky combat, and you won't like this, a permadeath. Yeah, if you die, then you die, and the only thing you get for it is a bunch of tokens to start a little stronger next time. Gloom has a very positive review score on Steam, and the price is more than nice. Faeria. Are you bored from Gwent and Hearthstone? No problem, try Faeria. You'll find enough content to keep you entertained for hours. Basically, if you like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering, then you may very well like the deck building aspects of Faeria. Game involves tactics as well as strategy, since it uses a hex board, which makes it stand out from similar games. Also, graphics and style will blow you, well, at least your mind. Game used to be free, but now it's not. It got a lot of negative reviews because of that, but don't worry, the game is still great. It's just not free anymore, and now it even has very positive reviews on Steam. I can only guess that by monetizing the game, the message Faeria is trying to send us sounds like
"Stop being poor" or something.
Well, that's rude, Faeria. Wow, just wow. You can't say that to people. Let them be poor as long as they like. Conarium. This is a chilling Lovecraftian game that follows the gripping story of 4 scientists and their endeavor to challenge what we normally consider to be the absolute limits of nature. And no, they're not teaching a cat to roll over. That is impossible. The task is way more easier, to be honest. Game is inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's novella At the Mountains of Madness, but largely set on the original story. You'll find a plot infused with lots of secrets and Easter eggs, ominous but wonderful graphics created with Unreal Engine and multiple endings. Game has a chilling atmosphere, so be sure your mental balls are hard to crack. Although do not expect a lot of action here, this is mostly a walking simulator with a Myst-like puzzles. And now, thank you for watching, and don't forget that in my channel you can find hundreds of videos like that with new ones released almost every day. Have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Bye.